Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and it is Sack Saturday. Now, unlike my normal Saturdays where I'm showing you a Sack Spectrum Art Creations haul, I have something a little different for you today. In our Facebook group, Spectrum Art Creations and Friends, Maddie puts up a lot of challenges to encourage us to use the product that we buy, not just hoard it away, which I think is really cool. And when we enter the challenges, we go into drawings for gift cards that we can get more product from Spectrum Art Creations, which again, really cool. So today I have a special challenge that I'm working on. It was a paper challenge from Madison, excuse me, who is the owner of Spectrum Art Creations and a really super sweet lady. And I love playing in Madison's challenges because she always gives us colors we can work with. She has an eye, and I think it's part of being on the autism spectrum that gives her that creativity and that eye for things. And so I'm really blessed to know this young lady. So today I'm going to work on my Madison challenge. This is going to be part 1 of 2 videos, and I know that Madison likes cards, so I decided for the papers that I got from Madison for this challenge, I'm going to make cards. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but several, probably somewhere in the area of 8 to 10. So we're going to work with something called a one-sheet wonder. Now this is an example of a one-sheet wonder using a 12 by 12 is just shrunk down. And what you do is you take your sheet of paper and you break it down into various components, and then each one of these singular components can be used as one or multiple on a card. And so I have a couple from Madison here. She had 2 6 by 6 sheets, and I'm going to see if I can do this without losing my pieces. This is one of the 6 by 6 sheets she gave us. And with a pattern from Mary at Cards TV with Mary, this is the diagram that I'm going to be working with for this one. Now I'm going to do the diagrams today of 3 of them. One of them I already did. I recorded it on Friday, yesterday. And have you ever had those days where everything you touch just doesn't come together the way you wanted it to? Well, yesterday was one of those. I dumped stuff. I lost stuff. If you can believe it, I did it. So I decided to dump that video and start fresh. And so this is what I'm going to start with. I will take and cut this out to match this. And we're going to measure it all out and do that. And then I'm going to show you how we make our mats and our bases for our cards. So for this one, first off, I don't want to cut this one apart. I should have drawn it on here. One of the keys, and you have to pay attention, first of all, to your directional. If you've got a directional predominant paper, you need to take a look at that. This one, it doesn't matter how I cut it apart. So I'm just going to flip this over. And you always want to cut your main cut first. So for this one, our main cut is to cut this 6 by 6 in half into 3 inches. So, and I could use the paper trimmer for this, and I didn't bring my paper trimmer with me. Let me grab that. Because I had the paper trimmer over where I was cutting my mats out yesterday. Okay, so we have a 6 by 6. We're going to start by cutting it in half at 3 inches. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to get to both of these today, so let's start there. Okay, so there's our 3-inch component. Right like that. Okay, so we're going to take and turn it. No, we're not going to turn it. Take that back. We're going to cut this first one at 2 inches, and you'll notice that 2 inch travels all the way down. So we're going to take 2 inches, make sure that's at the 3, yep. And we're going to cut that at 2. Whoops, that's my score blade. And that's why I usually take my score blade off, but I was using it for my cards yesterday. So let's get that out of the way. Okay, 2 inches. I'm going to slide this over so we can try and get both of these in the So there's the 2-inch one, okay? Now we have this 3x4 and we're cutting it on the diagonal. So we're gonna line our paper up, our points in our track. And when you have points in your track, start in the middle of your project, go one way and then come the other way. And that will prevent you from getting those little burr turn-ups on the end, okay? So then we have, oh, and you know what? I cut that wrong. I cut that, no, I didn't. There we go. Yep, I cut that one wrong. We're going to modify this one. It'll be okay. I cut it upside down. Okay, this one at 6, we're cutting it 2 inches. And that's your thing, pay attention of, I guess. And then this one gets cut at 2 inches. And that leaves us another 2x3. Now this one that was cut at 2 inches, we cut it in half at 1.5, like that. So we have that one and we have that one. And then this one gets cut on the 1 inch. So we're cutting this 2 inch by 3 to 1 inch by 3. And then we have these right there. And then, like I said, these we can still use. They don't necessarily match this pattern, but we can use them. So don't let that sweat, okay? Now, the next thing I've done, except when it comes to these, I may have to change those, but we'll see. The next thing I wanted to do was I knew that I wanted to mat these with black. So I went ahead and I cut my black mats out. And these are going to be the ones that might be a little off anyway, because trying to figure the math out for those was a little challenging for me. But I have the 2x3. And what you do is you cut your mat a 1/4 inch wider and a 1/4 inch taller. So this was cut with 2x3. We cut this one at 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. So it will mat just like that. And I'm going to mat these as I go so that I don't lose them. And normally I don't use a tape runner for cards because I'm always afraid they're going to fall apart. I usually use my glue, but these are probably going to go to people who aren't going to save them anyway, so I'm not concerned. Okay, here's our other 2x3. Cut it 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. So we're going to do this. And we're just going to zip these along. 7 minutes already. Okay, so there's that one. There's that one. Here are the 2 pieces for these. Now I said this was going to be part 1. That is because today we're just putting the mats together. And then next Saturday, actually I think next Friday, we'll do a show and tell. I may or may not be here for premiere next Friday because Bob comes home on Wednesday. And so Thursday and Friday are usually we've got to get stuff done days. So, okay, then I have these 2. These were the 1 inch by 2 inch. So these were cut at 1 1/4 by 3 1/4. And I'm going to run those. And I'm trying to be very careful with this so I don't get the glue on my paper trimmer. Okay, so when you cut that 1/4 inch gives you the perfect depth of a mat down your cards, just like that. So, what do you do with these cards when you get them made? You mail them to people. I know, postage is stupid, but we have postal workers who need jobs. We need to keep them in business, so let's be sending out Happy Mail to people. Everybody likes to get Happy Mail instead of just bills. Now, I'm using a retired Stampin' Up! Color. This is Tangerine Tango. It was the closest I could find that I thought really made that pop. And so I've cut these to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card bases. And then what I will do next week is I will go through and we will create cards using these mats. Now I could put just one there. I could turn it this way and put one down below. I could turn it this way and put one here. I'm really liking this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these aside. And I know we still have the triangles to deal with, But I'm going to work with those off camera since I kind of messed them up. Because, well, maybe I didn't. And I actually got those pretty close. And I'm not going to tell you how I managed to do that because I can't remember. That was yesterday. That was yesterday. So we will go ahead and stick these down into place. You know, when you can do it straight. Oh, that one may be down to stay. That one may be down to stay. We may have to fudge that one with something. And you'll have those days. You'll have those days. I have been busy working on the book, and I know my sister doesn't think I'm actually working on this book, but it's almost done. I'm down to trying to figure out what all the pieces and parts I've written need to go where. And that's one of my projects for today. So that's the way that's supposed to fit. Okay, so there was our first one. Now let's see if we can get through the other one because I have it pretty much done. I'm going to set this aside so I don't lose those pieces. The next one I have is one that I kind of went off with and decided to do on my own. And I do that every once in a while. But this one is the other 6x6 that we got from Madison. And I am using Melon Mambo for my background card base on this one. And this one's going to be real easy to cut. This one's going to be super easy. Lots of straight lines. I'm watching Honeybee. I think he might have to potty. Okay, so remember we start with our longest cut. So we're going to go, and this one is an all over pattern, so no real direction. So I'm going to cut this one on the 1 inch mark. And cut that long one first. So this will be 1x6. Okay. And then I have 4 that are 1.5 by 5. So I turn it this way. And I'm going to do 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. Okay. And that gives us these. And see, they're different. And there's that one. And I'm going to go ahead and move the trimmer out of the way for this one. I already have these cut. So let's go ahead and put these in place. Now next week, as I said, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how I've decorated them. And the reason I'm doing it in 2 is because, number 1, I can't do long videos. And that's fine, especially today I have stuff I need to get done, and so I need the video uploaded before I can do that. As I said, it was supposed to be uploading this morning, but that video was just atrocious. It was just atrocious. Okay. And just try to line them up. Now you can get out your Tim Holtz board or graph paper, whatever you want to use to line this up. To make sure you're getting these on here straight. I'm not concerned. I just kind of eyeball it. So next week I will have most of them done to show you as a show and tell. But we will also try to get a couple of them put together. I'll have all the components just like this ready to go. And we will do them together. Okay, so there's that one. Then we have this one. And this will do this. We're doing really good on time. I'm just going to run that one down through the center. I thought this almost kind of had like a Japanese cherry blossom look to it when you broke it down into the small pieces like that. And then, like I said, I have the Melon Mambo. Now here's a trick. When you score, you get the line where you scored. You want to score in from that so that that's on your outside. And you'll get a smoother fold. And here's the other trick I got from Artist is fold it one way and crease, fold it the other way and crease, and your card will lay more flat. Flatter? So, those are the components we're going to be working with. Now, I shouldn't have done this one. But what I will do, Because see, it's going to be too long. It's 6 inches. My card's only 5.5. So what I'm going to do is I will pull out a larger card base to do for this one. And we can do it on a 5x7 card. Have plenty of room. Not a problem. But then we have these. I could cut out a half circle of something here. I could turn the card this way and go like this. I could do 2 of them together and then do a center cut circle in the center. You'll have to come back next Friday to see what I do with these, right? So that's it for me in the studio today. I want to thank you for stopping in. And also, real quick, I don't want to forget, I have had some new subscribers to the channel. Thank you so much. I want to get back to doing my shout out Saturdays. Just haven't sat down and mapped out my social media calendar as I should have. So, you're watching this today. Remember that today is live sale Saturday for Maddie at Spectrum Art Creations. Live sale starts about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but you might want to pop in early. If you're not one of our regulars and have never shopped with Spectrum Art Creations before, make sure you read the description box in their video. They'll have it set up early that you can, it'll give you all the information on how to begin purchasing from Spectrum Art Creations. It's really, really super simple. In fact, I'm going to give you a head start. If you have never shopped with Spectrum Art Creations before, go into their Etsy shop and purchase one of their $1 digitals or anything from their shop. What that does is that gives them your purchasing information so that they can bill you for anything that you would purchase during the live sale. They have to have that information before you can purchase from the live sale so they know how to find you and send you your invoice. It's that simple. They have some great stuff in the Etsy shop or in their online store, and I have got both of those links in the description box down below, as well as the link to their YouTube channel and their Facebook group. So I hope you will join them this afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on their YouTube channel and see what amazing things Maddie and Madison bring from all over the world. They don't buy third-party stuff. They purchase directly from the designers for the most part. So, and they still offer us the best prices. It's just, it boggles my mind. I'm very conservative with my money. Bob will tell you I can make Lincoln scream, which means, you know, I pinch the pennies. But I have stuff on my shelf specifically from Maddie and Madison because of their excellent prices. And I can't forget to give a shout out to the rest of the Team Azar. That would be Bernie and Michael. We couldn't do Saturday sales without those 4. And Kateri, who helps a lot. So thanks for joining me in the studio today. Remember to like, to share, subscribe, and I'll see you at the live sale. And I'll be back here next week. Creative blessings.